Uh, 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 uh. I think my internet's being a bit shit today, but move. So far I've marked the weekly premium discount. It's gonna be hard to see, but essentially, if you look at the midpoint of the weekly premium discount, literally touched it perfectly, and we've rebound off of it up here. Oh, it's not gonna show. There it is. Up the body's perfectly respected it, and we just kind of retraced. So now we're nuking it open, which was kind of expected. We've gone into the bottom quarterly of the opening gap, and we are just gonna nuke down. Not too sure where I'm gonna really target for this session, to be honest. Everything's quite far away. Like this is 400 points away. What's the mid-range of the hourly range? So that could be a potential target. Wouldn't be too bad. I still think we can go into the midpoint of this gap. In terms of any kind of major liquidity that I'm looking for at the moment, it's quite uncertain. Taken that though. This is the low I was looking at. We've taken that. Okay, we inverse this gap. So now looking at C of opening gap. But again, in terms of if I take a trade, where I'm aiming for, I'm not too certain. I'm not too certain at the moment. But altcoins are actually ripping upwards again today. I think my port's up like 50% now, I think. Should have had fucking leverage positions on, man. What am I doing? Just buying spot, I'm up 50%. It's rental. Yeah, there you go. See the opening gap. Actually ripping up. What's it side? Completely filled the opening gap now. That looks interesting. But yeah, in terms of taking a trade, I actually have no idea where to target today. No idea. We're in this fair value gap after just filling the opening gap. Could potentially reach well. I want a short because everything in terms of structure looks like a short. It's going to get a bit cramped, but I'd also mark this for fair value gap just so you can see what I'm looking at. We're inside of this. We've retraced off of the weekly midpoint, like range midpoint. I guess aiming for a short down to the hourly midpoint would be okay. Again, a 200-point move with current market conditions is quite a stretch. It's not like we've been moving a lot this week. To then have a 200-point move on a Friday is kind of, I guess it's not impossible. 3 o'clock news again. It's another red folder. Price just bouncing off the top of the opening gap. Had some very slow openings this week. Very slow openings. I love when my 1 minute just doesn't work. Okay. Because I'll just have Mark CE of the week. We have so many fibs going on, but we're just bouncing in between these two right here. So that's the wick midpoint and top of the opening gap. So I'm just going to delete that, but I kind of have like a mental note of where it is. Let's see. So we're respecting the 50-minute fair value gap. Because you always leave it for the time frame that it's on. But we have gone into the middle of it. Oh yeah, reason I started stream so late was because I was in town with Josh. We went and had a coffee with Sophie. They had a house viewing today, but they don't think they're gonna take it because it was like a very small place. And I'm pretty sure the rent was like pretty high for what it was. It was like a 1.5 bedroom, and they just didn't like the place. Okay, so now my eyes are looking up here. It's definitely gonna try and reach up here. We've gone and bounced off the midpoint of the opening gap. This could be an entry right here if you're going to try and go long for up here. Holy chop. Fucking choppy opens. We love choppy opens. I think it's going to be another session where it's just like the clarity comes at like 10 a.m. Okay, so we have respected the 50-minute though. So the short is definitely still in favor. Let's see here. I will probably enter if we reach into this fair value gap. I'll try and go for a short. Unless I don't really want that to be an immediate rebalance, thank you. Okay, I'm only going to short 3 contracts there. Touch the VI. Is it going to touch the fair value gap? No, of course not. I am wary that we're in this 5-minute, which could be a bullish fair value gap, but I'd like it to reverse. Just because I think the bias for today would be short, based off weekly structure, like solely based off of the fact that we've bounced off the weekly range midpoint. Okay, so we have reversed the fair value gap. So now I might have to take it. I think it's just gonna nuke, to be honest, because it's already gone off the VI like twice, 3 times technically. Okay, it's gonna be a risky entry, but it's an immediate rebalance. Why is my 1 minute always frozen, man? I can't see shit when my 1 minute's frozen. Yeah, it was an immediate rebalance. That's just poor. I think I'm gonna have to enter like just very far down, kind of chasing price, but my 1 minute was frozen, so I can enter there. I'll just enter 3 contracts, and if it goes into like a more optimal entry, then I can enter a higher. Where? So we're gonna try and reach down here. 300 pips. I don't know if it's gonna move 300 pips this session, but we'll see. Obviously, I think high probability it sweeps this, and most definitely this. Like this is just minus sell side. So we'll see how it reacts off of like these 2 areas here, and whether we need to exit early, or if we can actually head for full TP. As you can notice, I always put my TP slightly above the actual target, just because I don't want markets to fuck me over for a few pips, you know. Do have this very small VI here. Okay. Again, my 1 minute's frozen. We'd love to see it. So we have this wick CI. See, this is why you enter low contracts when you're on a very risky entry, based off of like immediate rebalance. Because this is optimal entry up here. Reason for it being optimal entry is because you're in premium discount. So you're up here. So it's a premium fair value gap. Yep, I'll try and get rid of some of the fibs so you can actually see what's going on. So yeah, we're into premium right now. Could enter another 2 here. Oh, is he gonna just... Oh, I almost bought 2. Okay, I'll just set another 2. Very late. I'm moving very slow today. Should have had more coffee. My 5 minutes delayed. I love top steps so much. Okay, now we're in for 5 contracts. I can put partials like wherever I want. Let's put 1 there because that's like guaranteed. And we'll put 1 here. Just to secure some profits along the way, you know. Why not? Money's money. Again, if I wasn't being so slow today, could have had better entries, but it's fine. We'll make money either way. Am I really tempted to enter more here? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't really want to lower my entry even more. I think I'll just sit on 5. There's no point. But yeah, this is how an actual sell model plays out. So we got baited by 1 yesterday, and I think the day before that wasn't. It was like because of news and the Trump speech, the session just dragged out until like pre-lunch, basically on the dot of pre-lunch, 2 days ago. But sell model, you can see it properly on the 15. So you have sweeping of liquidity. So liquidity is like a very vague term. It's just wherever like a pool of orders would be, right? So the opening gap, I view it as there's going to be pool of like orders where the gap is for untraded price. So like whether people wanted to buy or sell in the gap, right? It's just unmarked. So we're sweeping this by going up. So that's your first liquidity sweep. And then your second one would count as your 2022 essentially. So you're going up here. This would be your minor buy side sweep. You're going up through it, and then you're breaking down through this swing low here, and you're entering off of this one. So that's why it was the optimal trade, right? But then when it breaks down even further, then you can use your premium and discount to see where it is. It's still a premium gap, so there's even more confirmation that it's a good entry. Also, I could have been entering so many contracts here, by the way, but oh well, I'm rambling. So yeah, premium gap. So optimal entry. You can see that I barely missed it because of the VI. So, oh hello, moving that by accident. Nice one, cool. So yeah, it's barely missed it because of the VI as well. So these two combined is your optimal entry for the sell model. And then second stage is here, which is why I was tempted to enter more. So a second stage in your sell model is where it really starts to move, right? If you don't get into the first phase, which is up here, which is optimal, then it most likely is going to offer a second phase, which would be here. And then from there, it should then just nuke, right? So now it's even possible to put, even because I do have a bad entry level, which is just in the second phase, you can move your stop into profit. So yeah, he says you can move your stop into profit and doesn't actually do it because he was thinking about entering more. Well, It's fine. If I place my stop too tight, oh, I got wicked out. Lol. This is why I didn't play stops, by the way. Holy shit. I might just have to enter more on like a really poor entry. Whoops. I should have managed my stop better. Is it just chopping? It is just chopping. Oh fuck, I have to enter like really poorly. Apologies. Love getting wicked out. Yup. I've been wicked out twice this week now. What is going on with me? I am just going to take profit on this second low. Stretching for new day is a bit of a stretch. Do I want to stretch for new day? Also, when it does this, you want to be very wary of this wick CE. If you bounce around on it for too long, you're going to get reversed on. So, especially in a sell model, and it does this shit, you have to make sure it nukes down through the CE of this wick, like very fast, if you want to continue down to lower prices. Because it can reverse off of it. Like, very likely that it reverses off of it. It's still very likely that it reverses, to be honest. I'm also forgetting we have 10 o'clock news, which is likely why I got wicked out, because there's just sudden volatility, like 10 minutes before news. So I've marked CE, well I've marked a fib on that gap because I wouldn't want it to go above CE if it starts retracing. I mean now it's just gonna nuke down to target. But getting wicked out is kind of annoying, kind of ruined my entry, but it's fine. It's all good. Lucas, by the way, if you want to like type a message in the YouTube chat, it's like more likely that I can read it because my phone is on silent during trades. So I don't actually see phone locations unless I just randomly open my phone whilst looking at charts like I just did. But the wick at the top, or the fib at the top, was the weekly fib. So from here to here, the entire range is that one. And you can see that we bounced off of it perfectly, which is why I entered short today. Why has this not gone to target yet? Hello, what are you doing? I love slow markets. I really just love slow markets. And please, sir. Can you please play out like a regular sell model? Or am I going to have to wait for 10 o'clock news? Watch me get wicked out again, and then it just nukes down on 10 o'clock news. Actual streaming curse. I'll get rid of this fib. This. I think the streaming curse is actually real. Dude, streaming curse is actually real. I'm gonna have to get a shit entry again. Oh my days. Like, fuck off. Just nuke. What are you doing, man? I think my greed is like making me want to go down to here, but like it's very unlikely. But we always leave room for the possibility. Hold on, where am I? I'm getting lost in my own fibs now. My jeez. Okay. Love the slow markets, just upping my trade average and trade time. Yeah, the entry was off the 5-minute VI because I keep getting wicked out. Oh, that's a bit scary, like 2 minutes before news. Yeah. Again, just based off confidence, and like I'm not able to place a stop, which is really annoying because of the news. Like volatility is just going to be a bit annoying, like it has been the entire week. Again, not great learning conditions, but I guess you can see how I cope with high volatility and like high volatility in slow markets, especially because it will look like it's following your model. But then it will like just chop in random places, which it doesn't normally chop in if you're going for like low resistance, as in like fast markets, as in like it would have normally nuked this by now and might even be heading down to here for the 10 o'clock news. I also deleted the hourly fib because I'm a retard, but it's fine. We know why it's there. Oh, what the fuck? My chart froze and I'm down 500 in my trade. Interesting. Yeah, so that's news volatility for you. Don't trade red folders, by the way. Why am I trading 10 o'clock news? I can't exactly place a stop because I don't trust it going up. To exit out or to not exit out is the question. mean, obviously, if I cared about money, I'd exit out, but I hardly care for money. So, yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna have to exit out. Unfortunate. That news kind of fucked us. But oh well. I really don't trust this move up. I really don't trust it. How much am I willing to lose, though, based on the fact that I don't trust it? How much am I willing to risk? Okay, I bet you're freaking out over this. But I don't know. I trust my delusion in thinking this is going down. But it did kind of break through CE. Oh, and he deletes it. Lovely. Yeah, okay, irrespective of how I get, we're gonna have to exit. Unfortunate that red folder kind of fucked us. Oh well. Main reason it took me so long to leave is because, where was it? This fair value gap. I like how every other day of this week it hasn't reacted off of red folder, but it does. Oh well. Again, the reason I'm not panicking is because we're still in profit for the week. Like, I'm okay to lose a decent chunk of money on one trade the entire week. Especially when I can still catch a reversal after the snooze. Like, I don't know why it would ever go up in that scenario. Like a perfect sell model, and it nukes upwards. I guess that's red folder for you. I don't trust it. I might have to enter short here again. Like, nuking through this gap. Yeah, I should have held it. I didn't trust the move upwards, so I should have just held my short. Right, my nan's talking to me. Am I entering short again? High potential, I enter short here again. To be real. Okay, good thing I didn't. Good thing I didn't. Yeah, it's alright. Michigan 52. I guess it was bullish news, but not like I ever look at the news figures. Interesting day. Respecting this 1 minute. And my 1 minute's frozen, but okay, like, should have held the move. Should have held the move downwards. Okay, I'm gonna send the CE of the 1 minute, but I don't trust the move upwards. Am I confident enough to enter short though? Do I have big enough balls to enter short? Interesting. Do I do it? Do I do it? This is my internal monologue for when I'm trading, by the way. Because sometimes when you don't have confidence, or you have enough confidence, but you've also been stopped out, you're kind of like, what to do, what to do, what to do. because I have enough confidence for a short, but market conditions aren't allowing it. Because we've had a slow market all week, which is why my sell model didn't work out. Also, like, that is a gap, right? I'm not actually tripping. It's not 2 wicks. Okay. Is there actually a buy side target for it to even go to? Like what, it reaches up here to go back and re-sweep the weekly midpoint? Okay, so this is kind of what I do when I'm in a loss for the session, is either I try and see where it wants to go, because it stopped me out obviously, so it doesn't want to go in my direction. Try and see where it's going to go, because you can still recoup losses if you either stay with your bias. So say I did enter short and it can like off of this, or held my short, and then it continued going down. You can recoup losses that way. Just say you got stopped out by red folder. And normally on CPI, you see that it would spike against you and then go in your direction. But in this scenario, I'm trying to see where it's going to go and see if I have enough confidence to enter off of that. But if not, I'm okay at just sitting on the loss. Like, that's just fine. But yeah, it's not really jumping out at me, other than like this wick CE. Which is why it's just strange to me that it doesn't go for anything down here. Like, the hourly range is absolutely huge, and you're definitely in a very high premium. Oh, my fib didn't work. Yeah, you're definitely in a very high premium for the hourly range. I don't see why I would go up today. But sometimes that just happens, man. That's what happens when you get stopped out, right? You're just wrong. And this is especially an example for why beginners wouldn't hold red folder news, right? So, because even I didn't have a stop, right? Didn't have a stop for red folder news because I thought I'd either get stopped up by volatility and then it would go in my direction, and I would rather risk taking a bigger loss than for it to just go to my TP shot afterwards. I feel like that's going to hurt me more than just being at a big loss, because I know I can recoup this loss, that's fine. But especially for beginners, also we're getting some nice structure off of this wick. Never mind. Okay, I'm just going to keep going up. Yeah, so I know I can recoup this loss, that's fine. Again, the loss is smaller than our profits for the week, so our capital preservation is still good. But it is quite a significant loss. But especially for beginners, if you're going to be holding red folder news, you're probably still going to be holding it now, and you're probably holding it until you blow your account, right? Because you don't want to take the loss. But yeah, you should. Closing out loss is fine. Okay, we are kind of getting good structure. Oh, a retracement. Still, so I am just going to change main objective to this low here. If we are going to go anywhere, my eyes are down here because I don't see a bullish objective unless it wants to full reverse again like it did 2 days ago and go up for this high. By all means, it can do that. I never know what the market's going to do fully, right? Otherwise, I'd be a billionaire by now, and I'd be full porting every single trade. I don't know, it's definitely bull market behavior, man. Look at the daily. Look at this. Why are you leaving two massive gaps? Got a VI here, a VI here, and a daily gap here. Like, what the fuck? It's definitely some bull market territory. I mean, my crypto pool is definitely saying bull market. So maybe that's why we're having some strange conditions at the moment. Could be just an extreme switch from bearish to bullish. Yeah, Sol's at 155 now. Like, what's going on? Okay, we've blown through that one. Come to the upper quartile. Broken the swing low. But this is 15 structure, right? The 15-second structure. 1 minute, of course, it's fucking frozen. So I can't see shit. Love you, top step. I mark the imbalance because my 1 minute's frozen. Okay, it's fine. Doesn't even matter. Just push it through it. This could be inversion fair value gap. I can't get the 1 minute. Still looks a bit bullish, but I don't see a buy side target, right? So that's why I'm like not fully trusting it going upwards. But it kind of just still just go up. Yeah, it looks like it's just willing to go up. But we're still in this inversion gap. Although you normally don't want to see it go above CE if it's going to respect it. I think this is like the main reason why hours looking at the chart, right, every single day matters, right? So you'll see the different variations of market conditions, right? You're going to see days where this sell model isn't even going to give you second phase and it will just nuke straight down. right? It's like this, where it will chop up in the model, stop you out, make it look like you're going to get some good entries, and then just blow through it, right? And then you're going to get days where it just chops, and that's normally where it's hit like weekly objectives, like a weekly fair value gap. You normally see conditions where it will just chop for the entire AM and PM session. And it's always different. We've just hit C of that wick, and we're having some nice bearish structure. Entering another short could be on the cards. But like, it's reversing off of nothing except from an upper quartile of a very weird 1 minute wick. So reading this market is interesting for sure. What would be very nice here is to see an immediate rebalance, where it could just straight nuke. I'm gonna be aware of this 5 minute. I'm gonna use fibs rather than rectangles, just because I find them a bit cleaner. I don't have like this massive white box. Right, I use it for inversion fair value gaps because I can see where it starts and ends more clearly. But when I'm just looking for a midpoint of a gap, I'll use a fib. I'm gonna get rid of that 1 minute wick fib, and this 1 minute wick fib. Yeah, and see why I don't take another short here is because even though it is good short-term structure, looking outwards, it's uncertain, definitely uncertain. Especially when it seems to be rallying for no reason, other than just wanting to rally. You never really know when it's going to stop, right? Did we break the high? We did. Oh, that's the high I'm looking at, by the way. Normally I just have, like, hover my, like, the dotted line over the high that I'm looking at and areas that I'm looking at rather than my actual cursor. So always just look where my horizontal dotted line is when I'm speaking about a price level, because that's normally where I'm looking. Okay, so we are reversing, but man, why would it go up? I don't understand why would it just randomly go up to this wick? I guess it was 15 CE. I missed that. Okay. There's some nice-ish confluence. Is it nice enough to take a trade on? Yeah, because I don't really know why else it would go up to. So I'm going to take it on the fact that I don't think it has anywhere else to go up to. But I'm fully open to be wrong again. Like, if the market just wants to fucking rally, the market's just going to fucking rally and I have to respect it, right? So taking this trade based off the fact that I don't think there's any more buy side for it to go to, but fully open for it to not go in my favor because conditions have been strange today. Stop is going to be where is stop going to be? Well, seeing as we're nuking now, like stop can just be like here. It could be extremely tight. You can make it a bit bigger. You can put it up to like a breakaway gap. So like this very tiny gap here. See how I hovered my dotted line over it first? Yeah, I always do that. I think it's just habit I've built. this dotted line, so this gap here could be a breakaway gap. We're gonna get wicked out again. My stops have not been nice today. Like fucking markets. The market's just actually booking me out today. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Very scary volatility today. Like slow market, but also as soon as I enter a trade, somewhat volatile. It's just like, okay, buddy, sure thing, market, whatever you say. So highest probability, if you're like highly leveraged and you're fine just taking profit here. Like if I was in like 15 contracts mini, I'm exiting here, right? Because fuck it, man, that'd still be like a $6,000 trade. But basing off it's been the entire target for the session today and it's equal lows, right? I'm gonna aim for here, and this is how a sell model should play out, by the way. Look at this like, speed it moves at. This is what I'm expecting, like around here. You get into second phase, and that's kind of the speed you're looking at, just like straight down. But obviously, 10 o'clock news had something else to play into, right? And you're just gonna see everything get reversed. Literally everything until it gets to targets, right? So that's like your guaranteed. This here, you could see a little bit of a bounce. You're gonna have to watch the wick CE actually, especially when markets are being weird. Yeah. Or also like move your stop into profit, kind of what you're doing. Yeah, breakaway gaps. You don't want the gaps to be retouched ever again. Breakaway gaps tend to be in, either premium or discount, whether you're in a long or short. So I'm in a short, right? So it's going to be in a premium. So this premium gap I never want to see touched again. You can see how it bounced off this CE. So I'm going to close my trade because I'm happy with that, and I don't want it to bounce off that CE. And that's how you recoup a loss, right? Understanding that even if you have been reversed on, if there is no actual target, right, and you see it respecting random areas, like even a random area like this fucking 15-minute wick for some reason the market wanted to go up to it today. Also, I am still expecting it to fully reverse and go down after this low, but I can't be asked to hold it because market's being weird today. But yeah, we are still going to watch it and watch it take this low, just for the satisfaction of knowing that our target was correct, but not being the risk of it reversing, right? You want to secure your profits, but you don't want to just hold it for pure greed. But we are watching for this level to be taken. Sorry, I actually switched topics so fast, but we are going to watch. So my stop was this gap, this breakaway gap. You don't want it to be touched. In fact, you don't even really want it to dig up far into this gap if your target is down here, right? So this could be, what would it be? I guess third phase. It would be third phase if you're going to enter anywhere in between here to aim for this low. Yeah, right. So still aiming for this low. It's giving you a chance to enter. I would say it's pretty probable, but I didn't want to hold it because I'm just going to secure profits because market has been extremely awkward this week. But good market conditions, I'm definitely holding to here. And I still think it is going to take there, which is why I'm still watching it. But yeah, back to the reason we entered the trade. We just didn't see a buy side target. that was giving high confidence for a long, right? So I'm still going to hold my bias of a short because the weekly structure, the weekly range, we hit the CE of it, the CE, the midpoint, whatever you want to call it, and we bounced off of it. So I'm like, okay, we're going to go short, especially because we have so many daily gaps, daily opening gaps below us. I'm expecting price to dig into them, right? Obviously, market was a little bit strange with 10 o'clock news. Didn't really dig into it, but we are still looking at the 10 o'clock reversal, right? So after 10 a.m. news, if it runs against you and stops you out, you want to stick around for the session, right? You want to stick around for the session and see if there is a buy side target. If there is, then cool. You can close the charts, or you can still watch the charts and see if it goes for the buy side target, and see if it gives you a high probability trade for the buy side target. But I didn't really see one, right? Like you're seeing this up here. Seriously, with this hourly structure, you think it's going to take this buy side? Like, I don't see why, right? I think lower. These gaps, this opening gap, this new day gap, much more liquidity to the downside rather than going for this high. It's not saying it's impossible, right? I could have entered this short and got stopped out again. But you see on my second trade, my stop is so much smaller. I actually had a stop on my second trade, right? I didn't have a stop on my short because of the 10 o'clock news. But my stop is so tight on my second trade when I'm trying to recoup losses. Because yes, I can be wrong. Market can just fuck you sometimes and go to a buy side target that you didn't think it was going to go to. But that's why we wait out for structure. Of course, it's on some random 15-minute wick, right? Because you have to mark everything that seems valuable, right? I'm not going to go mark like a fucking 1 minute fair value gap that's in Narnia, right? I'm not going to go looking for a 1 minute fair value gap and be like, oh, it's actually going to reverse off of this fucking random 1 minute fair value gap, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm going to stick to what I normally do and draw out wicks on fibs. Fibs on wicks, sorry. Okay, see, it is going to take this slow. But every time I'm just like I've just been trained, right? When I see this, I exit, because the amount of times I've been fully reversed on where they bounced off a CE of a wick, I've just trained myself to just exit if it's ever green straight afterwards. I don't hold it. Yeah, that's just like past trauma. I just don't hold that shit. Like, I could enter now, aim for this low, you know. Your stop's like pretty okay. 15 pips, it's alright. But you still have premium up here, right? Or like slightly premium. But, you know, if you're okay holding to the fucking premium up here, just try and go for this low. It's not a good RR trade. But yeah. But yeah, this is why we exit off of the, even though it's a small wick, it's like, because it's such a significant low before a rally, I fib it just because I know it's gonna react off of the CE. It's either gonna nuke straight through it and go straight to my target, or it's gonna bounce off of it and either fully retrace or just kind of chop like it's doing now. But it's like, it's hard if you're not catching like the top and you're trying to get an entry into here for this low. You can easily get chopped up trying to find your entry and chopped up, and it's looking like it's, oh, now it's finally going down. You enter again, it chops you up again. You know, it's kind of hard in this type of structure where we're near the TP, but it still has a chance to chop us up because we're in a discount now, because we're below this green line, meaning price can still go up and touch gaps like this, right? It could still touch this gap and then nuke. That is a possibility. And that's why it's just hard to kind of enter once it's rallied downwards. But like entirely possible. If you're like you using order sizes that allow that kind of risk, like say I'm on like 1 micro, and that entire risk is going to be like £80, then sure you can do that. It just depends on the account size, and if you truly want to get any kind of win that you can. But the lower it is in discount, the smaller my order size is going to be essentially. Say for some reason I slept through 9:30 somehow, or I just barely missed market because I was doing something else, and this sell model, or this kind of price action, so say it was a sell model, say this high swept up here, right, and then this would make it a sell model, rather than, I think this is called a, I believe it's called a mitigation, where it's like, it's doing that. I don't know why. I haven't studied them, to be honest. I just know it's similar structure to the sell model, right? Because it will give a second phase. And then just nuke down. I rambled on and forgot what I was saying. Oh, bro, I shouldn't drink coffee. Why am I rambling? What was I saying? I actually don't know. Fuck. My bad. Oh, yeah, no, basically, like, the further it's rallied downwards towards the target, the higher risk your trade's obviously at. Of course, you're still in a high probability of it going for this low, right? And it has taken this low. So I guess this low would be the high probability, but this low is also quite high. Especially because it is, it was on the 15-second, I think, an equal low. Yeah, just about. Yeah, I guess it did sweep it. Whatever. Still an equal low. Yeah, the lower down it is, the lower probability. So just lower your order size if you're going to try and enter. Say you're trying to enter late. But, you know, if you're watching market when you should be, you're going to look for structure like this, where it's just breaking down, right? Especially, mainly breaking down off a point where you know it's likely to reverse from, right? Like a CE of a wick, right? CE of a wick, reversal. CE of a wick, reversal. So I won't always enter on the CE of a wick, right? I'll wait for a little bit of structure tell before entering. But I will always either have a partial or full exit on a CE of a wick, right? If I'm in a trade and it's going to hit for the CE of a wick, that is substantial, right? Like before rallying, or a swing. I don't know if I can find one. Maybe there's a good example. Okay, this would be a good example. Say for some reason we've entered a trade here. How would the trade go here? We're on the 5 minutes, so it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, so say I've entered a short here for some reason. Just very poor example, but say I've entered a short here and it's going down towards here. I'm going to put a partial on the CE of this wick. Obviously it doesn't touch it because it's a horrible example, but you kind of get the gist, right? If you're in a short and you're going for a wick like this, say your full target was down here, say you had actual good structure. But yeah, CE of a wick, always a partial or full exit, just for the case of it reversing back into your entry. Okay, so we are in this gap now. 1 minute gaps, a little bit bigger than the 15 second. 15 seconds just godly, so you can actually see a higher probability entry. But again, we don't want it to touch the top gap, right? Because this is in premium. You don't want it to touch this gap. If it touches this gap, it's going to blow through it and just keep going up. That's why our stop was there. And say you're looking for an entry, right? You don't want to be entering this high. And you don't want to see it rip through this gap. Any speed through this gap, just don't even think of entering. And that's how you kind of, in certain circumstances like this structure, where it's rallied down, hasn't hit full TP. I guess full TP could be here, but full TP in my eyes is down here, right? So we're still looking for down here. And we're going to enter on the bottom gap. Why not the top? Because it's in premium, right? Premium with this structure, going this high into it and above CE, I think it would just go higher. And that just comes from watching the market like this. That's what I've seen it do in the past. So that's what I'm basing the future off of, right? But we'll see. Maybe it goes into the gap here and reverses. Who knows, man? Every day's different. I can't at least be 100% accurate. You know? I can only go off what history has told me. Okay. Okay, so we did close over this gap. It is a 15-second gap, so there's not too much relevance. Digging further into this gap. I like it though because it is kind of bouncing off before it gets to CE. And I think this is where beginners especially would get nervous, right? They're going to see like, oh, it's not nuking straight off of going into it. And now it's kind of going slowly and their nerves build up and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to enter straight off the gap, especially not with size, right? I'm not going to go straight away 10 micros into this gap. Okay, yeah, you saw speed. So now I think, I guess, is it 1 minute CE? It is 1 minute. I forget how big this 1 minute gap is. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I should have marked the 1 minute CE beforehand. Closing over it. Body staying in this gap. Okay, so we're gonna read the market, see what it does. Like, I don't mind getting a lower entry for it to be more probable, right? I don't want to enter at like the top of the gap for it having a chance to just fucking stop me out instantly. Anything, I would prefer it to be, okay, it's going to reject off of both of these, and I'm entering somewhere like down here, just to have the full confidence, right? But yeah, you see what I mean? Speed through here, you're looking like it's just going to fully reverse, right? And that's why we full exit on the CE of a wick, because a reversal on the CE of a wick is more likely than I would like it to be, because then I don't get my full target, but yeah, at least we sort of locked in some profits, right? Okay, cool. And I think that'll be the entire session, right? 20 to 11, long ass session for me, for my standards. And took this sell side. In my eyes, it's minus sell side, but we're looking at the daily. I was lucky I went for any sell side, to be honest, because it is looking so bullish. So bullish. That opening gap's untouched. This new day gap's untouched. This opening gap's untouched. Bro. The market has just been pumping this week. And we're still entering shorts, by the way. We're still aiming for lower. I still go for lower targets, even though market is bullish. I don't know. I suck at longing for one, and I don't know, like sell side, something about sell side is just easier to go for. Like I can see a reversal to sell side more than I can see a reversal to the upside. Other than when it's going to reverse against me, then I can kind of see it. Something I need to get better at for sure is going for longs. Other than like longs into opening gaps, I never really long for like buy side. I guess I did yesterday actually, so that would be a lie. Who knows, man. I feel I definitely enter more shorts than longs though. Again, I don't see a buy side target, but do have this inversion gap. Did I delete the line for the... I did. For the opening gap below. I deleted it. I guess it doesn't matter. Because it's already cleared it. It's already gone through it all. But yeah, market didn't go as low as I thought it would today. I thought we were going to see some extremely bearish action. But maybe that's for next week, right? Maybe we're going to stay in this hourly gap here. Let me get rid of this one so you can see it properly. Maybe we're just going to stay in the hourly gap here for the rest of the session. And then going into Monday and such, we can finally reverse into some of these untouched gaps. But yeah, hopefully I didn't ramble too much today, and hopefully you were able to learn something. Again, you're the only viewer in here, Lucas, so if you do want to message me any questions, then you can on Snap, because I'm going to end stream now. But yeah, any questions if I went too fast over a topic or anything, just message me. But yeah, I think going into next week, we might finally see some bearish action. We might finally hit some big trades, some multiple thousand trades, because that's where my shorts normally target. When my shorts actually want to work and not reverse on me on 10 o'clock news. But yeah, hopefully you learned something, because we covered some like pretty complex topics, especially when it comes to going from a loss and knowing if you can recoup your losses or whether you have to clear the charts for the day. That's a pretty big point in trading, to be fair. Knowing if you can take the trade again or if you have to fully close your charts and just handle the loss. But yeah, if you have any questions, mate, just shoot me a message on Snapchat. I'm going to end stream now, so peace.